It's a romantic date, but with a difference. And these lovers are not really sweethearts at all.
I don't know the names of these fish.
This young woman's boyfriend is not all he seems. She's rented him to play the role. For 1 hour, he'll pretend to be her lover, right down to whispering sweet nothings in her ear.
He has a very beautiful smile. He's very cool and sweet. I know you can't buy love, but that's fine with me, as long as I have a good time.
Rie, a 30-year-old single woman, has been hiring Sato on and off for the past 6 months. Sato's 23, good-looking, and a consummate professional with 15 clients.
Of course, there's competition between me and my colleagues at the agency, but it's not the money that counts. The quality of the time we spend with our female clients is more important.
But on this short and unconventional date, time really is money.
Thank you.
The 2-hour date costs Rie almost €100. There's no suggestion that they'll spend the night together. According to their contract, their relationship must remain platonic.
There's no need to second-guess other people's intentions. Everyone is free to have a good time in any way they like. I'm not using this job to find a girlfriend or marriage partner. I'm just focused on satisfying my clients.
In the West, sexless relationships in which money changes hands are a rarity. But in Japan, they've become an established business. In Tokyo, these bars are a lucrative part of the nighttime economy. The men they employ look down from posters in this neighborhood. The host club market targets women who are seeking a flirtatious time, but not a serious relationship. There are similar places for a male clientele. But the host club sector is far more prominent. They employ young men who are well versed in the art of conversation and in persuading their clients, often slightly older women, to part with huge sums of money to spend time in their company.
Look, she's so cute.
In just 2 hours, this nurse's champagne bill has reached €1,500. That's 1/3 of her monthly salary. The clubs all follow the same business model. The more their clients spend, the higher the host commission. The men we spoke to insisted that they never sleep with their clients.
In Japan, men don't know how to express their feelings, and they don't treat women in the same way as men in the West. But here, the hosts aren't scared to say what they really think. But they also know what women want to hear. Their flattery is very welcome.
At 26, Hikari is a regular at this club. Her table's already been reserved for her date with Kenji, her favourite host.
I initially thought that he looked like someone famous, and that's why I chose him. But he's also sweet and has a good sense of humor.
Hikari says these paid-for dates help her relax. She visited several clubs before meeting Kenji 2 years ago.
I'm scared that one day he'll quit his job. I'd be really sad if I wasn't able to see him.
Yes, even though this is my job, we've become close. There's no way I could abandon her just like that.
Sincere words or an accurate play, it's difficult to know if Kenji's attachment to Hikari is real. A few minutes after she leaves, he's back to work with other women. 70% of unmarried young adults in Japan do not have a partner. and just half say they've slept with someone of the opposite sex. The statistics omit gay relationships, a subject that's still taboo in the country. In many marriages, the expectation is that the woman is responsible for the home and children, while the man carries the financial burden. Those who prefer not to be in conventional relationships find it hard to resist the lure of places like host clubs, with occasionally disastrous results. We meet Hikari again a few months later. Over 4 years, she spent 80,000 euros on hosts.
In the beginning, I was shy and used to be very formal with my host. I had already tried dating apps, but I had to exchange a lot of messages before meeting someone, and I found it tedious. Today, I'm utterly addicted to my host.
The smartphone is the host's most effective tool, enabling them to encourage women to meet them at their clubs and continue their relationship outside of business hours.
Here are my first few exchanges with Kenji. This is when I told him that I wanted him to be my host. When he writes to me, I feel really happy.
A dozen messages a day seems to be all it takes to keep Hikari hooked. But smartphones also play another role in bringing people together. Over the past decade or so, otome, romantic video games that allow female players to create passionate stories with fictional characters, have become a quick route to an unusual kind of romance. Millions of Japanese women are fond of otome games. Chloe is one of them. She claims to have had more than 400 fictional boyfriends in the past 12 years.
Here I am at the beginning of a story. I have a choice of several men, but I'm going to choose Gilberto, an Italian gangster. He's very generous and trustworthy.
That's what attracted you to him?
Yes, of course.
The games promise romantic adventures with a handsome European, a feudal samurai warrior, or a pop star. Although Chloe has a very real boyfriend, she spends 3 hours a day with her virtual lovers. She's particularly fond of the special moments they share just before she goes to sleep.
A real boyfriend doesn't always say what we want to hear, but virtual men always say the right thing, even better than we expect. My boyfriend is like family, but my virtual friends are my real romantic partners.
Otome games aren't just a means for Chloe to escape. She's even designed her own otome games, but her obsession has come at a cost. She estimates she's spent 10,000 euros on these scripted romances. Some go even further in their pursuit of digital love. This man is getting married, but his wife is not waiting for him at the altar. His wife is Hatsune Miku, a tiny character with a synthesized voice who appears as a hologram. But to Akihiko Kondo, she is the love of his life. Kondo first came across the virtual singer 15 years ago. Kondo says he and Miku now live happily together.
Sometimes I say things to Miku, but other times it's just fun to be together and have tea. She's so cute.
The 39-year-old company employee believes he's found the perfect partner. Their marriage may not be official, but for Kondo it's a step forward for fictosexuality, an attraction to fictional characters.
The main reason I married Miku was to prove that my love for her is eternal. But it was also to encourage other people who want to marry a virtual character.
According to one study, 15% of young Japanese people have had at least one relationship with a fictional character. Kondo is far from alone. He has 70,000 followers on X.
I'm overjoyed when people say, Miku must be so happy to be loved by you.
Many young people seem content with virtual and casual relationships, but older generations don't feel the same way, especially with the number of marriages in Japan at its lowest since records began almost a century ago. Some parents are finding creative ways to try to find partners for their children.
Thank you for waiting, everyone. People who have daughters can go ahead.
At this speed dating event, the attendees are not just single men and women, but also their mothers and fathers. Their aim? To find an ideal partner for their children, some of whom are in their 40s.
We would have liked to see our children get married, but it didn't work out. They even went out together.
It's really a pity.
They pay €100 for 3 hours, during which they get to know other parents under the watchful eye of Noriko, the matchmaker of last resort.
Online social networking means it's easy to feel loved just through receiving likes, but it does mean that young people are losing the ability to have proper conversations. They also worry about household finances and their future children's education. They project and focus on the things that could go wrong.
Around 45,000 people have taken part in these events. The details of their exchanges must remain private. This mother has persuaded her daughter to come along.
My daughter works at a library, but all her colleagues are women. In my time, companies organized dance parties where we could meet other people, but these days there's nothing.
Did you cheat a bit on your CV?
Oh no, I was 100% honest.
Her honesty worked. She attracted interest from 8 men over the course of the afternoon. Local authorities have given these speed dating events their blessing in the hope that they'll help ease Japan's demographic crisis. The number of older people is rising fast, while the birth rate remains stubbornly low, with the population projected to halve by the end of the century. Put simply, Japan needs more people.